Welcome to the weather briefing by the National Weather Service in Albuquerque on July 28th, 2020. Let's start off with a look at the current weather map right now. As you can see, there are a few showers with a couple embedded thunderstorms stretching from the Texas border along I-40 to Albuquerque, stretching up into Santa Fe and down to Klein's Corners as well in the East Mountain communities. These showers and storms will give a few lucky folks this morning a wet start to the day as they generally drift off to the east to east-northeast. Let's take a look at the rest of the week day by day. Today will likely be the last best chance for many folks to see thunderstorm activity for the rest of the week. As you can see, scattered and numerous storms are expected to develop over the mountainous terrain before steering flow will take these storms generally to the east towards the Texas border. As you can tell, the best coverage of storms are expected over the northeastern quadrant of the state later in the day into the evening hours. Wednesday will see an end to our booming monsoon pattern we've seen for the last week as we shift our focus more towards high temperatures. 90s return to a good chunk of western and central New Mexico, as well as hanging on to a good chunk of the eastern plains as well. Roswell will be the hot spot in the state, or at least northern and central portions of the state, with a high temperature of 101. Remnant low-level moisture will still be lingering around, and it may be enough for a stray isolated storm to still develop over the mountainous terrain somewhere on Wednesday. Come Thursday, we'll continue to see high temperatures climb above normal over much of the state, 90s across a good swath of the area with another day of 100 plus at Roswell, but we'll see the leading edge of a backdoor cold front come through northeastern New Mexico, keeping high temperatures there a bit cooler. We may also see a stray storm somewhere over northeastern New Mexico late day Thursday. Some hope for storms arrives Friday as that backdoor front progresses further through eastern New Mexico, dropping daytime temperatures back to the upper 70s at Capulan, 80s across a good portion of northeastern New Mexico as well. But as you can see on the graphic on the right, precipitation chances will mainly favor the central mountain chain eastward, as thunderstorms are expected to develop over the high terrain before generally moving south, staying focused across the eastern half of the state. That being said, coverage is only expected to be isolated to scattered and will pale in comparison to what we've seen over the last week. This general weather pattern stays true for Saturday, with temperatures falling back towards normal across the eastern half of the state and staying above normal across the west. Storms will continue to favor along and east of the central mountain chain, with steering flow taking these storms generally to the south. Here's a look at our forecast for Sunday. Not much of a change there. Still, storms are expected over the high terrain before moving south. With regards to severe weather today, we just have a general thunderstorm risk. Small hail, gusty winds, occasional lightning will be the main hazards associated with any storm today as they make their way eastward towards the Texas border. That being said, there may be enough shear in the atmosphere through northeastern New Mexico to allow for a stray isolated storm to become strong or severe, most likely over Union County before it makes its way into the Oakland, Texas panhandles late today into the evening. That being said, locally heavy rainfall will be the main concern today with any of these storms. Here's a look at the Weather Prediction Center's excessive rainfall outlook. As you can see, there's a marginal risk in green, mainly through the northeastern part of the state, with storms developing along in Sangre de Cristo Mountains moving east towards the Texas border. That being said, the limiting factor will be the speed of these storms. While they're expected to produce locally heavy rainfall, they should be moving at a fairly good clip to limit the risk of localized flash flooding. We can't entirely rule that chance out. For the rest of the week, Friday and the weekend, when storm chances return mainly to the eastern half of the state, we are still expecting a low risk for severe thunderstorms. Most of these storms will generally produce locally heavy rainfall, occasional lightning, small hail, and gusty winds. Here's a look at our high temperature outlook for the week. Today will likely be the coolest day for many areas for the rest of the week, before temperatures climb well above normal across the state Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures fall back towards normal Friday and through the weekend, and during that time, remember, we expect precipitation chances to come back up mainly across the eastern half of the state. Wednesday and Thursday will be quite dry. Even though flash flooding concerns are subsiding a bit today, we don't want to have ourselves be caught off guard, mainly through the northeastern part of the state. So here's a few flash flood safety tips. Make sure you have a way to stay informed to get any flash flood warnings in case they are issued, either monitoring your local radar, television, or favorite media outlet. Remember, do not drive into unknown depths of water, turn around, don't drown, and if there is a flash flood warning issued, make sure you have a way to find higher ground. With that, thank you for joining us today, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact or email the National Weather Service in Albuquerque.